You might know Peppa Pig as a charming, light-hearted show filled with muddy puddles, cheerful oinks, and adorable lessons for little ones. But even in Peppa's brightly colored world, not everything is picture perfect. Let's uncover some delightful little animation quirks and continuity errors that slipped through the cracks. Once you spot them, you'll never look at Peppa the same way again. The mysterious stereo flip episode, Power Cut. This episode kicks off with Peppa and George dancing their little hooves off in the family living room. The stereo is cranked up, playing cheerful music as the two piglets bounce with joy. It's a typical heartwarming Peppa Pig moment until the lights flicker and the power goes out, plunging the scene into sudden silence. What does the family do? In true pig family fashion, they don't sulk. They get creative. They build a cardboard television and pretend to watch it, turning a blackout into a bonding moment full of laughter and imagination. Everything seems back on track when, ta-da, the power magically returns, restoring light, sound, and all the usual homey comforts. But wait, something's off. Take a closer look at the stereo. Before the blackout, it's facing one way. After the lights come back, it's now facing the opposite direction. The same stereo, same room, same spot, but with a completely different orientation, as if it's spun around when no one was watching. Now, unless someone in the pig family moonlights as a furniture rearranger or a ghost decided to redecorate mid-episode, we're looking at a subtle animation slip that managed to sneak past editing. It's the kind of blink-and-you-miss-it detail that might seem trivial, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. Could it have been Peppa, determined to optimize sound quality? Or maybe George wanted better bass and gave it a secret twist? Or perhaps, just perhaps, the stereo got bored of staring at the same wall and decided to pivot for a change of scenery. Whatever the reason, this tiny turn of events adds a curious twist to the otherwise cozy tale. And it's a delightful reminder that even in a carefully crafted cartoon world, little things can and do go hilariously awry. Danny Dog, the Speedster, episode Ballet. Now, we all know Danny Dog. He's that playful pup who's more into football than first positions and pirouettes. He's the kind of character who'd rather kick a ball than dance across the dance floor. But in this particular ballet class episode, Danny surprises us all, and not just with his dance moves. As Madame Gazelle leads the children through graceful steps and dainty twirls, something peculiar happens. 1 second, Danny is standing on one side of the room, obediently following along. But in the very next scene, poof, he's on the other side, without any sound, motion blur, or even a little puff of dust to explain how he got there. No woof, no footsteps, no transition. Just a sudden, unexplained shift. One moment he's here, the next he's there. If you weren't paying close attention, you might miss it entirely. But rewind and look again. There it is, clear as day. Danny Dog has somehow managed to pull off a blink-and-he's-gone style move, the kind usually reserved for superheroes or stage magicians. Let's be honest, unless Danny dashed behind the entire school building and re-entered from the opposite door at supersonic speed, this little leap makes zero sense. We're talking Flash-level agility here, or maybe he's got a secret teleportation collar no one told us about. Could it be a simple animation continuity error? Most likely, but doesn't it feel more fun to imagine Danny discovering a secret superpower in the middle of ballet class? Maybe he's a ballet ninja in disguise. Maybe Madame Gazelle's class is more magical than it seems. Either way, this little moment of canine quickness adds a whole new layer of mystery to an otherwise dainty and disciplined day at dance school. One thing's for sure. Next time, Danny suggests a game of tag, you might want to think twice, because if he can move that fast, you won't stand a chance. Mr. Potato defies physics. Episode Super Potato. Next, let's talk about one of the most curious characters in Peppa's world, Mr. Potato. He's not just any potato, he's a walking, talking, smiling celebrity tuber who inspires kids to eat their fruits and vegetables, ironically, by being one himself. And yes, he wears a hat. In this particular episode, things take a dramatic turn. Mr. Potato finds himself in a rather unusual pickle, or perhaps a spud predicament. He's trapped inside his car, which for some reason has a clear glass lid that closes over the top like it's part spaceship, part salad bowl. Now we have Super Potato. With a swirl of dramatic music and heroic flair, he arrives to save the day. And how does he plan to do it? With raw super strength, of course. He starts lifting the glass lid, determined to rescue his fellow vegetable in distress. But then it happens. Just as Super Potato is halfway through the dramatic lid-lifting sequence, Mr. Potato, with a determined smile and zero hesitation, passes through the glass head first. first. That's right, he doesn't wait for the lid to fully open. He doesn't duck, squeeze, or even wiggle. He simply phases through it as though the laws of physics momentarily took a break. It's a fleeting moment that leaves you with more questions than answers. Is Mr. Potato secretly a ghost? Has he unlocked the ancient vegetable art of teleportation? Or did the animators just forget to match the timing between his escape and the lid's movement? It's hard to say, but it's undeniably one of those gloriously odd moments that make Peppa Pig so delightfully entertaining. Still, next time you see a potato on your plate, you might wonder, is this just lunch? Or is this a superhero in disguise, ready to phase through reality at a moment's notice? Door drama, episode, Chloe's Puppet Show. Let's set the scene. Peppa and her family arrive at Daddy Pig's brother's house, a cozy home where cousin Chloe lives. The moment they walk up to the front door, everything looks perfectly normal. The door opens as expected, and the handle is clearly positioned on the right side. No surprises there, but then the family steps inside. Suddenly, the door becomes a riddle, wrapped in a mystery. The handle, which was just on the right, has moved to the left. It's like the door decided to pull a little switcheroo when no one was looking. One moment, it's right-handed, the next, it's left-handed. Has it been taking flexibility classes from a yoga mat? And that's not all. As the family enters, the door closes behind them. But when the scene shifts to show the inside of the house, the door appears not just mysteriously flipped, it's also mysteriously closed. Now think about that for a moment. If Chloe and her family were standing right there to greet them, how did the door swing shut without anyone moving? Did the door take initiative and close itself out of politeness? Maybe it's a smart door, or maybe it's haunted. Or perhaps the animators were a tad too focused on getting the puppets just right and missed this tiny continuity slip. It's a small moment, sure, but for eagle-eyed viewers, it's a detail that jumps out. It's like the door wanted a little attention in an episode where puppets were supposed to steal the show. Whatever the reason, this little door drama adds a quirky layer to Chloe's already eventful, puppet-filled home. And it leaves us wondering, what other household objects in Peppa's world have secret lives of their own? The case of the changing doors. Episode, Swimming. The family trip to the swimming pool, a cheerful, splashy outing filled with water wings, giggles, and brightly colored doors. Yes, doors, 4 of them to be exact, each one a different color, and each pig family member assigned their own. Daddy Pig steps proudly out of the blue door, Mummy Pig emerges from the green, Peppa peeks out of the yellow, and little George waddles through the red. It's a charming detail, neat, tidy, and just the kind of colorful coordination you'd expect from Peppa Pig's wonderfully organized world. But something very strange happens by the end of the episode. As the family wraps up their pool adventure and prepares to leave, take a look. Those 4 doors, they're no longer in the same order. In fact, their colors have been completely shuffled. The once blue door is now red. The green has vanished, the yellow's moved, and it's as if someone reached in, scrambled the doors like a Rubik's Cube, and hit play again. Did the doors spontaneously rearrange themselves for fun? Did a mischievous pool gremlin sneak in while no one was looking and give them a quick makeover? Or, and this might be the most entertaining theory of all, did the pig family accidentally stumble into the Stranger Things upside down, where everything is a little off? One moment you're drying off with a towel, the next you're in a parallel dimension where changing rooms can't commit to a color scheme. Of course, the more grounded explanation is a simple animation oversight, but where's the fun in that? This tiny, momentary detail turns a routine pool day into a full-blown mystery. It's as if the changing room doors wanted to change more than just swimsuits. They wanted to reinvent themselves entirely. The Magical Moving Spoon, episode Daddy Pig's Birthday. In the warm, frosting-scented chaos of Daddy Pig's birthday preparations, the kitchen becomes a flurry of excitement. Peppa, George, and Mummy Pig are hard at work whipping up a birthday cake worthy of the big day. Ingredients are lined up like loyal kitchen soldiers. Flour, milk, eggs, chocolate, and a wooden spoon. Ah yes, the wooden spoon. At first glance, it's just an ordinary kitchen tool, but if you watch closely, really closely, it might just be the most mysterious character in the room. At the beginning of the scene, the spoon is peacefully resting sitting next to the chocolate pieces on the table. All seems calm, but then the camera angle changes and voila, the spoon has moved. Not nudged, not bumped, moved. Now it's suddenly next to Mommy Pig, as if it decided it wanted a front row seat to the baking festivities. Who moved it? Nobody, at least not on screen. Could it be that the spoon has developed a mind of its own? Is it enchanted, floating from one place to another to supervise the cake? But the magic doesn't stop there. As Peppa prepares to stir the cake batter, little George is right beside her, curiously watching. One moment, his hands are empty. The next, poof, he's holding a second spoon out of nowhere. It appears in his hand like a magician's rabbit from a hat. Now, unless George is secretly moonlighting as a wizard or took a crash course at Pigwart's School of Kitchen Sorcery, we're looking at one of Peppa Pig's most delicious continuity errors. Or is it? Maybe, just maybe, these spoons are magical. Maybe Mommy Pig doesn't just bake cakes. Maybe she enchants her utensils, turning her kitchen into a whimsical world where wooden spoons wander and duplicate themselves on command. Either way, it adds a sprinkle of humor and a pinch of curiosity to the birthday baking scene. It's one of those charming little animation quirks that makes Peppa Pig feel just a bit more magical and a lot more fun to watch. Even with all the door flipping, spoon hopping, and teleporting vegetables, Peppa Pig marches on, charmingly unbothered by the laws of physics or continuity. And honestly, that's part of what makes it unforgettable, because in a world where animals talk, moons vanish, and sand buckets stage their own disappearing acts, a little cartoon chaos feels perfectly at home.